online gaming be educational? Yes, and I'm going to tell you why. Today I'm going to teach you what I've learned about the Second World War through an online game, World of Tanks, while also developing the following skills: communication, cooperation, and socialization. You're also going to learn how I balance this with the rest of my responsibilities and obligations, how I learned to start and stop on demand. I first got interested in World of Tanks after seeing an ad on every page of Facebook. They showed pictures of tanks with different paint jobs and the stats of various tank aces. And being interested in car design, I decided to give it a try. And I started voluntarily learning how it went down. And even before World of Tanks, I had an interest in World War II, but this really pushed the snowball down the hill for me. Now I'm learning about the exact placements of advances with tanks and the advantages and disadvantages each country had in their defense against Hitler's army. I have a great time learning about the sheer variety of tanks, from prototypes that lived on blueprints to test tanks that only made it to the proving grounds, to the main fighters, the tanks that fought in the dugouts in the cities and in Europe. And even still, I enjoy learning about where they were used, how they were used, when they were used, and all the other stats, including armor, gun, mobility, and the strategies used by their commanders. At one point in the war, some Soviet T-34 tanks were instructed to drive up the front of the enemy's tanks, blocking the Tiger tank's monstrous 88mm gun from the rest of the T-34s. Another thing I learned was that the war really wasn't won on the battlefield, but in America's factories, and that the Sherman, America's standard tank, was no match for Germany's battle machines, the Panther and Tiger. Although Germany's Panther and Tiger tanks were much better, the Americans and Soviets triumphed as a result of just being produced in greater numbers. And it wasn't even that the Germans couldn't make enough tanks. It was that the tanks they made were too hard to make, took too much time and effort compared to the Soviets and Americans, who just kept making adequate tanks that could get the job done, which turned out to be more than enough. All right, through playing this game, I have learned and developed many skills, and even matured. Some of these skills include socialization, cooperation, and communication. As a homeschooler, playing this game brings me closer to getting the socialization other kids get in their 6-hour school day. Each time I log on, I hope to see my friend, another homeschooler who lives in North Carolina. Each time we see each other online, we join up, play together, and have some genuine fun. It's like having a pen pal, only a lot more interactive. I can talk to him through my headset and hear him talking back. I can stop my tank in the way of his tank and instantly hear him bark at me for it. These are real people, not computer AI. Essentially, every time I enter a battle, I play with 14 buddies on my team against 15 others who are communicating about how to beat our team, while we communicate about how to beat theirs. Sitting down to this game is an experience of community that unites people across state boundaries. And my personality, interests, and thoughts are connected with everyone else's, and all I had to do was log on. In each battle, there are a variety of tanks with different speed and gun capabilities, armor, health, etc. For example, while engaged with my 14 buddies, we have to talk, to organize and strategize and discuss which tank will go where and why and when, and we base it on the advantages of each tank that each person brings to the battle. And clan battles are battles for land on the map of Europe, because the World of Tanks is played on this map, and you basically fight for these territories, cities that earn income, and these gains are just stepping stones to greater accomplishments, like that we work towards as teams and as a community. And the people I've met playing World of Tanks are just so helpful. it's like a brotherhood, and we all feel a responsibility to help one another. And like, we'll help each other if one of us has a technical difficulty that we understand, or we don't know what to do in a battle, or we just need help learning a new tactic. We freely offer up our knowledge to anyone for self-improvement. In playing this game, you earn experience for each tank that is used to unlock parts and more developed tanks. And advancing through these levels, it maintains your interest in the game because you're getting better tanks, you're getting higher up the ladder, more skill, and it maintains interest, but it also requires perseverance to achieve. You can't just give up, because if you do, you're not going to go anywhere. And then, it kind of loses the thrill almost. So you need the interest and the perseverance. And this is a double-edged sword because one strives for greater accomplishment, yet has responsibilities and obligations to take care of. And truthfully, I always want to play a World of Tanks, but I also always have a dishwasher to unload, cat litter to clean, friends to hang out with, and basketball to play. This is a big internal conflict. One technique I use to manage this big conflict is one I call impulse control. Whenever I'm lying down in bed and I just don't want to get out and it's, nice and cozy, or like in the shower and it's just so perfect, I do the one thing I don't want to do. And just by ending these relaxing pleasures, once I notice that I'm indulging in it too long, I've gained the ability to easily end exciting pleasures, such as video games on demand. And I honestly, I couldn't do any of this without my parents constantly reminding me of my responsibilities and obligations that I need to take care of. So I practice my impulse control to keep myself in my parents' good books, stay out of trouble. And this combination of impulse control and reminders from my parents actually has a name. My mom, who's a psychologist, says the name is co-regulation, and that this tool is, honestly, in my opinion, it's able to keep my parents happy, my responsibilities taken care of, and leave me with extra time after for my friends and activities, namely World of Tanks. All in all, this makes for a great game and educational experience, offering me a feeling of community, opportunities for co-regulation and training in self-regulation. A well-rounded education, if you ask me. In addition to car design, I've tossed around the idea of being a lawyer. Now that I've delivered my argument, I'd like to know, by a show of hands, can you accept online gaming as educational? Just show of hands. Thank you.